So the Orson Welles film that I reviewed, maybe it was like a couple months ago, it was Citizen Kane. I'm skipping a little bit here and getting to The Lady from Shanghai, and this is like the new edition released from Kino Lorber just this year. Yes, it is. Got it back in February. Didn't decide to review it until now. The reason why is because I really didn't feel a lot for Lady from Shanghai the first run around because I thought that while it was a good film, I didn't think it was really anything to write home about, especially with Orson Welles' very diverse filmography. But I got back to it recently and I listened to the commentary with Tim Lucas, who's great, by the way. And if you guys know Kino Lorber, Tim Lucas does a lot of great commentaries, tracks, but this one in particular I thought was very illuminating and I I have a second opinion on this film, and basically what it is about is Orson Welles doing a very shoddy Irish accent. No, he did the best he could, but uh, pretty much is tricked into this whole convoluted mess of three love triangle mixed and dashed with like capitalism, mixed with just um, the plot is like all over the place with this, but it does sort of come back together in a way, especially in that famous mirror sequence. Uh, I think that Lady from Shanghai is a very underrated gem in Orson Welles' filmography, and this and the filmography of Orson Welles is, of course, very diverse. It has a lot of great untapped. Like I love Othello, and that's still like well, they won the Palme d'Or, right? But it's still like completely unheralded as of the time of recording this video, and even I think that even by Wells' disciples, really. But for Lady from Shanghai and Rita Hayworth is just illuminating in this movie. She's like so breathtakingly gorgeous and and carefully shot by Wells as if like it's almost like pristine. Like if you touched it, it would just all break apart. I don't know how that works, but even so, like I do think that the plot itself, while it may seem convoluted at times, it really does paint and well, it is sort of like this open picture. Well, sort of like this avenues that like branch off into different, and then it just comes all back together. Um, so for this movie, it may not be like you may not be interested in Orson Welles, but I do think that he has a lot going for him in his films, even to the lesser of Lady from Shanghai, even though it's a gem. I would still recommend like Magnificent Ambersons or Othello or even F or Fake, even though I'm not a huge fan of that film either. Um, I do think that with Orson Welles himself, a lot of disciples, even like to Bogdanovich, to McBride, to um, Rosenbaum, like all those guys, like they champion him as like this wondrous, like changed cinema forever, which he did. Um, but well, can I say that his like latter half of his career, or like everything after that, was I think that their roles, and I guess this is like critics, especially in that time, because right now, like any joker can like get on YouTube like me, or like go on Letterbox and like write a review or anything like that. These critics actually had power back in the day. They were able to like make or break a film, um, basically like with just their word, like Roger Ebert, right? Even though that I think like his friend was like co-producing Hoop Dreams, right? He wasn't gonna bring that up. He was just going to say, "Oh, Hoop Dreams was like the greatest of all time, right? Greatest documentary I've ever seen." So like, I do think that it was like this push, and Pauline Kael tried her best to like sort of undercut that with Raising Cain, in my opinion. But it's interesting just how like how many people Orson Welles was able to hypnotize in order to like establish this lasting legacy of this guy who made the greatest film of all time. You know, and I'm not saying that he did or didn't, but I just think it's interesting in the role that critics really did have back then and their power that they wielded. So anyway, on that side note, you I don't think you can go wrong with this Kino Lorber edition of this film. I think that it is it is kind of a drag, especially like when it gets to those courtroom scenes, in my opinion, at least until the end. But if it's able to keep your attention for that long, I would definitely recommend it. If you're looking to get into Orson Welles for the first time, of course, I would just go in order, really. Even to The Stranger, even to I believe this is like I think fifth or sixth on the list. But definitely go and see Orson Welles' films. I think there's a lot to offer in them. But that is it for that one. I will come back at you later on with the Three Colors trilogy that I just gotten on 4K from the Criterion sale. So appreciate it again, guys. Thank you so much.